Pine River Library is more than just a warehouse of books, and under Shelly leadership, it has become a gathering place full of opportunities for Bayfield and the surrounding communities. You're watching the Local News Network, brought to you by the Payroll Department. I'm Wendy Settle. Pine River Library Director Shelly has had a long-standing career in libraries. In fact, she received the Career Achievement Award from the Colorado Association of Libraries for her 36 years of library service. Shelly will retire at the end of this year, and in her nearly 4 decades of service, she's watched the role of libraries evolve into much more than just a warehouse for books.
I have been in libraries my whole life, unlike many of our youth who I think the statistic is something like they change careers 7 times in their life. I have found that it is such a diverse career, and many of the young people who are going into librarianship have been attracted to it because of that diversity. You can work in the schools, you can work in a business, you can work in a public library, you can work in an academic library. There's so many different ways you can go and make a difference in the world by offering people opportunities to educate themselves and improve themselves.
The Pine River Library serves Arborles, Vallecito, and small communities surrounding Bayfield. Its long history started back in 1936 when a group of women began a lending library on Mill Street in Bayfield. It was a volunteer organization until 1972, when the library district was formed and the first librarian was hired. As the area's population grew, so did the library's needs, and it moved to its current location in 2004. 8 years ago, the library completed an 8,000 square foot addition to add more space for community events and to maintain its focus as a community gathering place with variety of educational programs. Walczak became the director in 2014 and encouraged her staff to create programming to reach all members of the community, both the young and the not so young. Last year, the library offered 770 programs serving more than 12,000 patrons.
Libraries in this day and age have really, I would say, advanced to a whole different entity than they were for our grandparents. At that particular point, they were more like a warehouse of books. But nowadays, a library, of course, offers reading materials, but much more importantly, it offers a gathering place for people. In Bayfield especially, it is truly the community center. It's the gathering place where people can come and meet and create crafts. There's just a full spectrum, create music, of activities that can happen here. And our library, like many, but ours in particular, has such a vast array of programs that go for what we say from cradle to grave. So our little ones go through a Groove and Grow program where they're playing with musical instruments and singing. And then we have a program every Monday night for our seniors that is a classic movie program.
Today, the Pine River Library is home to a large selection of books, magazines, audio and video materials, online databases, as well as public computers, copiers, a community room, and 2 small meeting rooms. The library also is home to a 17,000 square foot community garden. And in 2017, the library collaborated with the town of Bayfield to build the Bayfield Library Park as another learning and gathering space. The pandemic has forced Walczak and her staff to work extra hard to accommodate the needs of the community. They began curbside service, formed new procedures for checkout and the intake of materials, and moved their programming to a virtual format.
We were actually closed for over 6 weeks, and then we went to curbside service for about 6 weeks, and now it's been another 6 weeks or so since we've been open and allowing people to come in 10 at a time and our computers are available to people. We still do curbside. We'll take our Chromebooks out to the parking lot and let people use them out there if they don't feel comfortable coming in here. And we also have, like so many of the businesses, an hour between 12 and 1 where only the vulnerable people or seniors can come in.
Under Shelly's guidance, the Pine River Library has taken its role seriously and continues to provide a vital service to its community. After her retirement, Shelly intends on taking a short break from her librarian role, but she plans to stay connected to the library through Pine River Arts, another program she developed over the last 3 years, promoting the arts and culture in the Pine River Valley. Pine River Library is open to the public, and hours and more information about programs can be found at www.prlibrary.org or by calling 970-884-2222. Thanks for watching this edition of the Local News Network. Now you can listen to our news on your favorite podcast app anytime, anywhere. I'm Wendy Graham Settle.